Greetings, people. We're now at the first official English version of the Starship Obready Show, and for our first guests now for this first show, I get the creme de la creme, which are the people from the UK, representing Starbase 24, Charlotte, Kaylin Cabell, and James Mackenzie. How are you guys doing over there?
All good at this end, thank you, Admiral.
Okay, so how does it feel to be the first guests on the show?
Scary and exciting. Greetings to all in Canada and anywhere else in the world watching.
Well, we're hoping we're going to be seen by many people around the world, and that's for sure. Let's start with the first subject, which brings me to a big event that was not so long ago going on, venue that was going on a few weeks ago up in the UK, the Starbase 24 banquet. I'm going to ask 3 questions and let either of you answer in order for the banquet subject here. First question is, how many banquets does this make? The second question, how many attendees did you have and how much did you make? So I'm going to let you fill out the answers in whichever form you see fit during your answer. So you got our ear now.
Bruno, this was our 8th banquet.
Okay.
And we had approximately 80 guests, with a special guest star Boba Fett, aka Jeremy Bulloch, and this particular banquet made just over £2,500. That's UK pounds.
That's great. That's great. And how was the event with James? Anyway, is it James?
Jeremy.
Jeremy. How was Jeremy?
Jeremy was an incredibly good guest.
Okay.
He was supposed to give us a little talk after dinner, and it didn't quite work out that way. Instead, he chose to get up and pull several people onto the stage and make them audition for the part of Boba Fett.
That sounds great. Just tell me, how did it come about? How did you get someone like Jeremy to show up for the event?
That was complete accident, actually. A friend of ours happens to know him and told him about the event, and Jeremy told him, actually, yes, I wouldn't mind coming to that. So it all just worked out completely fortuitously for us, and hopefully Jeremy had a good night as well.
Well, from the photos I've seen thus far, it seemed that way. On a one-on-one basis, I suppose you had a few minutes with him when you weren't taking care of the venue with him. How is he as a person to talk to?
Very nice and very interesting.
Okay, that's great. What's your impression on the whole thing, James?
The evening went down absolutely incredibly good.
Okay.
It was put together nicely. The command crew were excellent in what they did. Our guest was absolutely amazing. Kaylin was a usual, how would I put it, efficient self. It's good to have a rear admiral doing most of the work.
That's great.
It gives me a night off.
Okay. Having gone through some venues myself here in Canada, I know how these things get prepared, how much time is turned into it, and how much expectations sometimes you have. Did the banquet actually meet your expectations?
Oh, it always does. I've got some of the finest officers that I know of.
Uh-huh.
It took a bit to get them all together, and they've excelled themselves again. They're extremely efficient, every single one of them. They know what to do, when to do it, and how to do it.
That's great.
And they make the guests very welcome. It's an interesting night, and it's a night we look forward to all year till it comes round. And just after the final bell goes, it's like, let's get together and get the next one off the ground.
That's great.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with that. To a point, you're sort of thinking all year, why am I doing this? You know, why am I putting all this effort in and doing all this? It's not appreciated, nobody cares. And then you get to the actual night, and you see everybody enjoying themselves, laughing, having fun, relaxing. People that don't see each other very often, maybe only once a year at the banquet. And somehow, as we're having fun, money is being made for a really fantastic charity. And you look around and you think, yeah, I know why I'm doing this.
I know what you mean. I've been there. I actually feel the same way you guys do. It's a kind of trepidations, waiting for an event, expecting things to happen, and when you think it's not going to go as well as you wanted it to, you have these people showing up and giving you the energy you need to say, well, this is worth it. Let's keep doing it.
Exactly. And that's why somehow every year, despite saying this is the last one ever, I somehow get my arm twisted to breaking point behind my back until I agree to do the next one.
I hope it's not James. Is he the one doing it?
No comment.
No, I wouldn't do that. The point is, when you finish an event like that, and everything's over, and everybody's leaving, and they're all in the foyer, and it's like nobody wants to go, because it's another year before we do it again, and it's like, when you finally do get in the cars and you're driving away, you feel like you've left something behind.
Yeah, I know.
You can't wait for the next one. Because you don't want to part and you don't want to go your separate ways.
No, you don't.
And when you've got an event like that, you've got to come back for the next one and the next one and the next one. When it no longer becomes fun, walk away from it.
I know what you mean, because every time we finish a bowl-a-thon, I'm amazed at the fact that we finish at a certain time, but people are lingering at the door, not actually wanting to go back to their car, so the chattering goes on for half an hour or 1 hour sometimes, until people decide, well, now I really got to go.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah. That happens all the time. And it's like, you just don't want it to end, you know what I mean?
I know.
It's such a fantastically good time, and
because in the end, that's what it's all about. It's the fun and the friendship, the getting together, the laughing, the talking, catching up, doing something good. You know, it's not about sitting around watching episodes of Star Trek, much as that's great fun to do. It's the community.
Yeah.
And it's the good we can do in that community using Star Trek, and that's what it's all about.
And it gets people away from that old belief that we're stuck in a basement watching TV all the time.
no, we're not.
Yeah.
The thing I maintain, it's very easy to press a button and say, oh, like. It's a lot harder to get a bucket and go out and do it.
Yeah.
Yeah? There is more putting the pound in the bank for what you're raising that for. There's more in that than just pressing a button, oh, I like that.
Yeah.
Sadly, there is not many people out there that are actually willing to get up and be counted.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's
and it
for
happens all the time.
Yeah. So it's great to know everything went the way you even exceeded certain of your expectations. What are the current projects at this time for Starbase 24?
Current projects for us include, well, on a very small scale, organising our Christmas party and get-together. Looking further ahead, we will be participating in First Contact Day, which is not my idea, sadly, but it's run by the USS Equalus, and the idea is to bring all the different groups together, to meet each other again, have fun, communicate and help each other out, and of course celebrate First Contact, which was the beginnings of it all. Moving later on into the year, we will of course have the next banquet that isn't happening.
You keep confusing me with that one. Is it happening or not?
Of course it's not happening, Bruno, but it's all booked and everything's going ahead nicely for the event that does not exist.
Is that one of them events that I'm not going to?
Of course.
Oh, that one.
Oh. Peterborough to do absolutely nothing.
We know all about that one.
Okay.
That nobody's going to actually be at.
Just an example of English humour, Bruno.
Oh, I'm trying to figure that out, and I think it's reversal. I got to remember it's a reversal thing. Because
Caleb said there will be no more banquet, therefore there will not be another one. Any rumours of banquets may or may not happen in some alternate universe deep in the Twilight Zone, where the ghost of a murdered penguin wanders the lonely corridors of Starbase 24. Watch this space.
Okay. Well, I think it's great. I'm only sorry that Starship Obready can't be there at these events, and we're promising ourselves that if one day a miracle does happen, I can get most of the crew up. And I'm even interested in something like this were to happen to actually bind in my allies that have been showing up for the last few years to be part of this banquet. It's great to see that more and more people, I don't know if it's happening over there, but it's happening here. People are seeing the Obready not as a group of fans that are just, like you said a few minutes ago, watching the show, but we're actually doing things to help the community. And that kind of change of vision is even, well, I'm sorry if I'm going to be plugging it in here, but it's gotten us so much attention that it got us into the magazine because of what we're doing.
Exactly. And that's why there will always be a friendship between Starbase 24 and the Obready.
Well, in either case, it's the kind of union that represents well what we're trying to achieve here, which is the unity of a main goal that's the same. The same thing we're trying to achieve no matter what part of the country we're in.
Exactly.
And
or for that matter, what part of the world we're in.
It's those values that bind us, and I think that's the greatest bond you can ever have, no matter where you are.
Oh, absolutely. Since I first met you online, Bruno,
Yep.
you've come a long way. You've had your ups and downs, you've come a long way, and you've succeeded, and that's what matters.
Thank you. Well, it hasn't been easy, but all good things never come easily. You have to work for them most of the time.
Exactly.
And the results pay themselves off of what you do.
Exactly. And it's because of Star Trek that international friendships like this have been possible.
Yeah, of course.
The fact is, over the last year, we've reached out to other groups, and in particular are building a friendship with South Wales Starfleet, who are rather obviously in Wales, in the UK. We've been friends with you guys in Canada for some time now. We've also reached out and made friends with Fleet 31 over in the United States. And it's this international community. And that is just so special. The fact that across the world there's like-minded people thinking the same way and coming together for the betterment of everyone. Well, that's what I believe in.
And it's almost scary to think that this friendship would not have existed had we not been fans and organizers of such people organizing such groups as Starbase 24 and Starship Obready.
Exactly.
And once again, we can owe thanks to our great creator, Gene Roddenberry, for that one.
Yes.
Listen, it's been great having you on the show. And we're going to be following up on more of your events as they show up. I'm going to be sending more links as soon as I get them as far as anything that happens in the UK goes along. And listen, I'm wishing you all in the United Kingdoms well, and we're right behind you no matter what you're doing, and we're encouraging you whatever you do.
Thank you, Bruno.
It's a great friendship.
Just one last word. Live long and prosper to all of you. Kapla.
Thank you. Thanks. Take care of yourself, James.
Rear Admiral Kalen out.
What I'd like to do now is conclude the show with the latest event where the Starship Obready has been through, which is the Ghost Trick Bowl-a-thon. It's been a great event, and I hope to follow up more details on the next show about how it went. I'm hoping to get some good interviews with people that were there, and we'll follow up on that dossier as soon as possible. It's been a great event. Thanks. I'm going to right now send thanks to my great friend Miguel Avec from Maison Hantée Magog. He's been a great support and a great motivator in this event. Thanks to Jesse, he's always there with the Ghostbusters, and no matter how small a group he has, he's always got them there with his lovely wife that help out, and the little rock there is always a good thing to have these people around to help out with the Ghost Drake Bowl-a-thon, and especially thanks to our latest additions to the members. I'm talking about Sotek and Terence that showed up for the event also, and the people that actually got their tickets bought at the entrance. I'm talking about a little family that was there to celebrate the birthday of their child, and I was more than happy to give out one of Ale Ribal's calendars, which was my way of contributing to the money that was put into the event. And again, it's a great thing to have these people showing up for these events. Like I said, I hope to get more interviews with these people for the follow-up on the Bowl-a-thon, and have more updates on the money that's being raised, still being raised right now for the Bowl-a-thon. So until then, I'm wishing all of you, thanking you for being here, and wishing you all to live long and prosper.